Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Breaking and Entering Podcast. It's just me today. Brandon is out on leave. He's on a cruise right now. So, salute to my man, Brandon. Hope you're having a good time out there and safe travels on the way back, all right? So, let's get into this opening drive, everyone. Kyler Murray has been removed from the PUP list. Cardinals quarterback is returning to practice. Colts rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. Roger Goodell agrees to contract extension to remain an NFL commissioner through 2027. And McCole Hardman is heading back to Kansas City as the Jets and Chiefs swap late round picks. Let's get into these games from last week. Last week we started this segment, Guaranteed Picks of the Week. I picked the 49ers over the Brown. I thought, hey, Deshaun Watson's not playing. They got a backup quarterback, PJ Walker. 49ers has been rolling. I know the Browns got a good defense, but the 49ers have a good defense too. I think they'll contain the Browns and the 49ers should win the game. That's what I thought, right? Ain't wrong. Christian McCaffrey goes down. Trent Williams goes down for a minute. He returns in the game. Deebo Samuel goes down. And it was just an ugly day overall for that for that 49ers offense. They finished with 215 total yards. 108 yards rushing. I think Brock Purdy only threw for about 115 yards, 125 yards. He had an interception. It was raining a little bit out there, so I guess the ball was slippery. He tried to throw the ball just slipped right out of his hands. It's one of those days. And the Browns, man, every time I bet against the Browns, they win. Every time I bet for the Browns, they lose. I mean, I'm just done. I ain't bet for against the Browns anymore. Y'all got it. The quarterback they brought in, PJ Walker, 49ers picked him off twice. 49ers are in the game, but in the end, the Browns made more plays. They played better overall. They had 334 yards, total yards in the air and through the ground, 174 yards passing and 160 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt had about 47 yards rushing, and Jerome Ford, the lead back for the Browns, he had about 84 yards rushing. So Amari Cooper, he had a great game as well. He had 108 yards receiving off 4 receptions. So, this is a great win for the Browns. We still don't know if Deshaun's going to be back. I heard today that he missed practice and is up in the air for, him going to the next game. So we'll see how that goes, but great win for the Browns. Y'all got it. I'm not betting against y'all anymore. I don't even want to pick against. I don't even make a pick. I'm just gonna say watch the game. That's what I gotta do when I see the Browns play, man. They so unpredictable. It's crazy, man. But yeah, that defense is legit. Everybody knows that, but they definitely stamped it last Sunday. Then I want to talk about the Eagles and the Jets. I was right in total agreement with Brandy, who had the Eagles as his guaranteed pick over the Jets. I heard that Sauce Gardner and their other quarterback, I think his name's DJ Reed, were out. So I'm thinking, the Eagles, they should be able to throw the ball a little bit. I think A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith would go off. Hopefully they can run the ball. But no, the Eagles, they only had 80 yards rushing. They were able to throw the ball. They had 260 yards passing, but Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions. That Jets defense, like we thought going into the season, is really good. Zach Wilson, he played okay. He only had about 180-something yards passing. They kept Breece Hall in check for the most part, but he did score a touchdown. But the Jets, man, they hung around. Garrett Wilson, he had 90 yards receiving off of 8 catches. And the Jets were able to win the game. Those turnovers, really did it in for the Eagles. And it's crazy because you look at the Jets, the Eagles, you look at the game, like the Eagles had more first downs. They were more efficient on third down. They were 7 of 14. The Jets were 2 of 11 on third down. But yeah, they were able to win those games. The Jets caused a fumble too, so they have 4 turnovers in all. And a good win for the Jets. This is the first time they beat the Eagles. Like Brandon mentioned last week, the Eagles were 12-0 against the Jets. Now they're 12-1. The Jets are 1-12 against the Eagles. So good win for the Jets. They're now 3-3. They saw Aaron Rodgers out there, out any boot or anything. He was throwing the ball around. So there's still whispers that maybe he'll return this season. I think that'll be fucking amazing if that happens. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that for sure going into the future, everybody. But yeah, great win for the Jets. Before we get going with the rest of the episode, this episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD and wellness company. Check out their full line of CBD infused products, which make great stocking stuffers for the upcoming holiday season. Perfect for athletes, weekend warriors, soccer moms, and even armchair quarterbacks. They have CBD infused honey, which is a personal favorite, as well as tinctures in mint and regular flavor. Most importantly, they are veteran women owned, so come get some of this sweet temptation and taste the premium difference. Use code B&E for 15% off your order. Their website is premium.com. That's PREHEMIUM.com. Again, that's PREHEMIUM.com. Now let's get back to our show. I want to talk about the Monday night game a little bit, show a little bit of love to the Cowboys. They beat the Chargers 20-17. Dak made some plays out there. I think he had his first rushing touchdown of the season, had a nice little option fake to the running back and took it himself in the end zone about 10, 15 yards out. So great win for the Cowboys. Another tough loss for the Chargers. It seems like that last year they were kind of winning these close games. But this year, they seem to be losing them. Brandon Staley, everybody talking about firing because of the choices he made going for the fourth down, like decisions like that. I remember earlier this week, Ryan Clark was like he should have took the points. That's how I usually feel. Fourth down, I'd rather go take the points. I know you have a better chance if it's like 4th and 3 or less. Analytics say go for it, but I like taking the points in the red zone. Take those points, man. Especially if you're down. Like if you're down like 14 points, just I don't know, take the points in my opinion. But yeah, great win for the Cowboys. Brandon Cooks, I got him on my fantasy team. He finally scored a touchdown. I had him on the bench. That's how my fantasy season's going. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb, he had a good game as well. Micah Parsons came through at the end, had a good sack, clutch sack at the end of the game, and Cowboys, the Chargers had the opportunity, to drive down the field for a game-winning field goal or touchdown, but the Cowboys defense made a stop, as I mentioned, with Micah Parsons in the sack. So, great win for the Cowboys. They're 4-2 heading into the bye. I'm gonna be nervous when they play against us. I just, got bad thoughts about how that game is gonna go. But yeah, we'll see. Let's get into these other scores of the week. The Vikings beat the Bears 19-13. Bears, I guess they fell down from heaven or wherever you want to say after that whooping they put on us Commanders. Lost to the Vikings. They were without a bunch of people. Khalil Herbert, he's on IR right now. He looked like Gale Sayers or Walter Payton when he played against the Commanders, but unfortunately they didn't have him against the Vikings. Good win for the Vikings. They were without Jefferson, who was on IR, so, hopefully they can string together some more wins and stay close to the Lions, who are leading that division. The Bengals beat the Seahawks 17-13. It was a really good game that also came down to the wire, and the Bengals defense were able to get a stop. Ravens beat the Titans over in London 24-16. Great game, great win for the Ravens. Justin Tucker had 6 field goals. Commanders came back from this pathetic, downright awful performance against the Falcons. Against the Bears, and they beat the Falcons 24-16. They picked off Desmond Ridder 3 times, and hey, even the linebackers made a play. Look at that. Jamin Davis, I think he had the game-sealing interception, so salute to them. Dolphins beat the Panthers 42-21. Jaguars beat the Colts 37-20. Texans beat the Saints 20-13. Texans are 3-3. Rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud coming out of Ohio State. The rap lately has been Ohio State quarterbacks have been bust or just okay, but maybe C.J. Stroud can break that mold and lead a new era for these Ohio State quarterbacks. Go Blue. Raiders beat the Patriots 21-17. Rams beat the Cardinals 26-9. Lions beat the Buccaneers 20-6. Lions are 5-1 right now. A lot of people got them, top teams in the league. I think they're right up. They could be top 3, maybe even number 1 if you want to look at it that way. They got some players on both sides of the ball. They looking really good right now. Bills beat the Giants 14-9. Really close game. Came down to the end. A lot of people thought Darren Waller got held at the end. There should have been a flag. I thought it was too, but that's just how it goes. And Chiefs beat the Broncos Thursday Night Football 19-8. Like I said, Commanders, Falcons, I'll get to a little bit. Sam Howell looks all right, man. He looks all right. I know against the Bills, I was heated. This is a bad game, but he's bounced back. Had a couple of good performances. They're 3-3. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That defense, I thought they would be a little bit better. They benched Emmanuel Forbes against this team. He didn't even play. He was just a healthy scratch. So, they just need to get his mind right. Hopefully, get him back out there as a first-round pick. So, we need him to produce on the field. Hopefully, he can get better. I got faith in him. But let's get into these players of the week. Excuse me. Offensive side of the ball, I'm going to give it to Jared Goff. He threw for 353 yards and 2 touchdowns, had a really good passer rating as well. Defensive side of the ball, Jordan Hicks of the Vikings. I'm pretty sure everyone saw the highlight of him returning that fumble for a touchdown. He also had 10 tackles and 1 interception, so he had himself a hell of a game, contributed to the Vikings win. Special teams, Justin Tucker's, like I mentioned earlier, 6 field goals. He was 6 for 6. And kicked 1 extra point. So salute to Justin Tucker. They needed all those points, definitely, for sure. Bonehead play or player of the week or play call, whatever you want to say. I mentioned it last week. I thought Sean Payton, I said on the Friday show, I think Sean Payton's going to stay my bonehead player of the week. And definitely with that play call, forgetting what down it was, calling a timeout right before halftime. The Chiefs get an opportunity, get the ball back, and they score a field goal. They scored like 10 points in like 15 seconds, something crazy like that. But so Sean Payton, you got my bonehead play call of the week. Now I want to get into some other sports a little bit. Boxing fight happened over the weekend. Tim Tszyu beat Brian Mendoza, 154 pound. Hopefully Tim Tszyu will fight Jermell Charlo next. We'll see. I think that would be a really good fight. Tim Tszyu looks like he can hit hard as hell, and he definitely pressures anybody he fights. And the defense looked pretty good against Mendoza as well. NBA is back. Preseason is underway right now, but the NBA season is going to be starting next week. I can't wait. I'm a Wizards fan. I want to see how Jordan Poole looks in the new uniform. I think he's got that monkey off his back with the whole Golden State situation. And I want to see how the rookies look, Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. And some other teams I definitely keep my eye on. I got League Pass, so I'm definitely going to be watching a lot of basketball this year. And Colorado, my God, it is so stressful watching Colorado football. I might just got to check the score watching them play, man, because, that was just, I think that was probably the worst loss. Oh, my God, just gut-wrenching, just terrible. They was up, 29-0, I believe, at halftime. Stanford comes back to take it to double overtime. This guy, their wide receiver from Canada, Elic Ayominer, hope I said that, pronounced that correctly. This dude almost had 300 yards receiving, 294 yards. I remember in the third quarter, he took a slant to the house, like house call, 99 yards almost. Just ugly loss for Colorado. They got Travis Hunter back. He had a good game on the offensive side of the ball with his receiving skills, but he was getting cooked. Everybody was getting cooked on all defense side of the ball. I mean, nobody could cover dude Elic Ayominer, and just had himself a great game. This ain't the first receiver to get off on. If anybody remember the Colorado State game, had a kid named Torrey Horton who had like a great game. He had like 16 receptions, 100-something yards. And I've been keeping an eye on him just to see was that like fluke or if he maintains that momentum. But yeah, Torrey Horton, he's been doing his thing. I think last week he had like 10 receptions for like 200 yards, and he's like multiple over 150 yards, maybe a couple of 200 yards receiving games. So definitely want to check Elic Ayominer out and see if he's able to maintain that momentum. This is like a breakout game for him as well. So yeah, that's it for the show, everybody. I want to appreciate everybody who watches. If you watch on YouTube, like, subscribe, even leave a comment if you want to. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who watches. And have a great evening, everyone. Peace.